Hey guys, welcome to Pro Wrestling 101. I'm just incredible. A frequently asked question is, how did you get involved with the Cliq? It seemed like a little bit of an odd pairing. Aldo Montoya, PJ Walker, running with the hottest guys in pro wrestling. Well, two things. In our business, there is what Scott Hall and many like to call the young boy phase of your career. And what I mean by young boy is, as a rookie, when you get into the business, it's really difficult to kind of find footing and find your way. And, for example, what Scott did for me, quite honestly, was he said, "Hey, you're coming with me, kid," in that voice. And he said, "You're going to do what I ask you to do. If I want you to carry my bags, you carry my bags. If I want you to, drive 300 miles down the road to the next town, that's what I do." So that was kind of what I did. But he also explained to me the reason why. And it's, in a way, how they say hazing is a tradition in colleges and in sports. Well, it's kind of a tradition in this business, and it's something that doesn't really get spoken about much anymore and something that doesn't really occur anymore. It's like, look, these are the guys that built our industry. I have the privilege, and it is a privilege, to get in that ring and earn a living doing what I love to do. So by showing respect, I'm paying homage to them and, I'm helping them out. But it's not a one-way street. Not for a minute. You get so much more in return. I got a lifetime of education being a young boy for those guys. It was a pleasure because not only did I get to act pretty cool hanging around with those guys, and I got a lot of heat for it too, but I also got so much a wealth of knowledge. I would be in the car with, driving down the road with Sean and Scott and Kevin and x-pac, the kid, and I would honestly, just not say a word and just listen to everything that they're talking about, from business, how to do business, how to work. Hey, this worked in this match tonight. This didn't work. That was the shits. That was awesome. This is how we rock 20,000 people, and reasons why you do it. No, a lot of the conversation wasn't directed towards me, but you learn, man. It's like opening up a wealth of information. It's like a book, man. I couldn't tell you how much that furthered my career and time that honestly cut off of my learning experience. And today in this business, there aren't any young boys, for the simple fact that the system isn't the same. And that's too bad, because guys coming up today don't have the same advantages that guys coming up when I came in. I got to work with guys in my first year in the business like Shawn Michaels, Mr. Perfect, Mike Rotundo. I mean, the list goes on, Barry Windham. The list goes on, man. And by being that young boy, you also got a bit of a positive reputation to say, hey, those guys are with, he's with the Cliq, don't mess with him. He's protected. I didn't do it for that reason. I just wanted to be closest to the guys that were making a difference. And one thing we all had in common, and that's the bottom line. You could ask Sean, you could ask Razor, you could ask Kev, you could ask Kid. Everybody in that Cliq loved the business with a passion. That's why everything meant so much. I mean, you could say, yeah, they had heat, they were pricks, they did this, they did that. Those guys fought for what they believed was right, whether you loved them or hated them. That's the bottom line. But the learning process, man, I could not even begin to explain in a short segment here how wonderful that was. And you know what? If there's a young wrestler out there looking to get better, looking to improve, start hanging around a veteran. Ask questions. Guys are much more approachable today than they certainly were in my era. Believe me, I went through a lot of hazing and a lot of shit, to be honest with you, for trying to come near these guys. And a lot of times I got mistreated. But you know what? I was that stupid kid that kept coming back. And it paid off. I mean, if there's somebody in this business that you respect and you say, hey, I want to be a little like him. I like his style. I like what he does with 20,000 people or 10,000 people or even 500 people. I dig what that dude's doing. Then go up to him. Initiate a conversation, engage in a conversation, try to figure out, say, hey, do you need something? Do you need a drink? Do you need a towel? Whatever. And guys will be receptive to that, because you know what? One thing in this business that will never go away and it'll never be old-fashioned is respect. Respect will get you so far, man. I've always, and I've meant this sincerely from the beginning all the way. I'm 21 years in the business right now. I have an honest respect. I may not like everyone, but I respect everyone that has come before me, that has had a foothold in this business. This business has been cultivated by those greats, and I have the privilege to perform on the stage that they've built. So guys, you want to get inside these people's heads, these great performers, ask them, hey, you got a minute. Talk to them, get in their heads. And if you know what's the worst thing that you could do by carrying a bag? Someday somebody will turn around and do it for you. That's just incredible. And this is Pro Wrestling 101.